Hello, good evening everybody. It's 10 o'clock in the evening, Switzerland time. And wherever you are in right now in the world, have a nice day. And the other parts of the world, good morning and good evening, Europe. Today, let's talk about how to use Adobe Photoshop. So this time, we are going to talk about technicality, all right? And if you are going to catch this video live, don't hesitate to interact, to share your thoughts, your comments, and your ideas, all right? And if you were currently watching right now, don't hesitate as well to let me know so that I will give you a shout out here. And by the way, for those who don't know me yet, or if we have not met before, my name is Im and I am coming live from Switzerland. All right, so how to use Photoshop. So in this time, I am going to share to you and to give you ideas and some tips and a little bit tutorial on how to use Photoshops, how to use Adobe Photoshops in editing your pictures, the pictures that you are going to use to your thumbnails for your YouTube, thumbnails for your videos, for your Facebook videos, for your social media thumbnails, and I am going to show in this video, all right? So, all right, good evening, Mr. Jose Bisoni. Good evening from Switzerland time. It's 10 o'clock in the evening here. Saludos desde Argentina, all right? Thank you for watching. And I am going to share to you about Photoshop's Adobe, all right? So let's start. And first, we are going to open the Adobe Photoshop. Change the camera into the other way around, all right? Here, so we are here now, the front of the laptop, all right? So first, we are going to open the Adobe Photoshop CS here. So in this Adobe Photoshop, this is a CS, this is the CS, but you can also use the higher version of this one, all right? So we are now here in the Adobe Photoshop's this tab on the we are going to make an editing pertaining with the change of background, or we are going to edit first with this like for example with this pimples, all right? So here we can see it here, pimples. So in Adobe Photoshop, how we are going to remove these pimples. This Adobe Photoshop, this is my very favorite tools in editing pictures, editing some images, and at the same time to make a graphics as well, all right? So let's begin with this pimples here. So how we are going to remove this? In order to remove with these pimples here, we have to go here in the tool section here, in this side. This is the tool section here, as I'm pointing here, the arrow. So let's find with the healing tools, healing brush tools. So with these healing brush tools, we are going to select healing brush tools. This one here. This one, we are going to select this healing brush tools and click it. And afterwards, we are going to point the arrow here in the area wherein there is no pimples, and click Alt here and here in the keyboard, Alt. At the same time, the other way around as well, click the space here in the photo. All right, so click all together with the Alt plus the photo here. Okay, and all right, so we already click it. So let's start to remove with this pimples. All right, so let's zoom in a little bit and let's start to remove these pimples here. And in order to maximize with this arrow, you just have to click here with this one here in your keyboard. All right, to maximize with this arrow here, and let's start to remove it. All right, so just click it. I just have to undo it, redo, and this arrow here, just point it into the here in the pimples. We already have the arrow here, this moving arrow. We point already in the middle of the pimples, and then click here in because I am using with the laptop. All right, so click. When you click it, so it is already now disappear. All right, it was before like this. We have to redo. And when we click with this middle here, using with our healing brush, then it disappear. All right, and how to remove this one as well here, the same. Just have to click on the portions wherein there is a pimples. Click in order to clean up this, remove, and some spot here, this one. So just have to find with another spot that we are going to remove it. Okay, so just have to click all of the area wherein there is a spot or a little bit bump. Yes, all right. So as we can see here now, there is no more pimples. All right, so that is the power of Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop in editing our favorite pictures, and in order for us to be more presentable and in terms of pictures. So there is no more pimples now because we already removed it using the healing brush from our Adobe Photoshop. So we are going to see now the before and after. All right, so this is after. Here we are going to save this one after, and the before is we are going to differentiate after we edited it, after we remove it using Adobe Photoshop. So So that is already the after one, and we already save it here. So we have to drag it only. Just only drag pictures from your folder. All right. So that is before, and this is before here. This is before. All right. So we can minimize a little bit so that it will be fit into our desktop. All right. We can also make it a little bit zoom out. Yeah. And that is before. And this is one after, all right? So that is the power of Adobe Photoshop, okay? This is before. Put it here with, this is before, okay? There is a pimples here, all right? So the same as writing as well with a words, it's only found all of the tools in this area, in this section here in the left side. And we are going to put the after there, here it is, this after. So this is the differentiations of before and after we edit with these pictures. So there is already a big difference. There is no more pimples here compared to the one here. It's just only a little bit darker at the upper part because of our camera, yes, of our camera here. But it is similar color, yeah, the other side here. So there is no more pimples. So as we can see here, this is before. There was a pimple here, and after we edited, the pimple disappear. All right, the pimple is not here anymore. So that is the power of the Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop. So that is how it very easy to edit pictures using Adobe Photoshops. There are a lots of choices here, options here in this tools section, and we can see and choose all of the tools here in this area. All right, so let's move to another thing, like for example, when we want to change the background of the picture. So how we are going to change the background of the pictures using Adobe Photoshops. Today I am going to show you how to use Adobe Photoshop in changing the background of the specific pictures. Like for example, we are going to choose here a very nice background, like for example this one, a very magical background. Okay, and we are going to choose a picture of a person that we are going to transfer it here on this part here on this background, right? So we have to choose a picture of a person, like for example this one here, like for example with this person who are standing on this other image here, separate picture with this one who are standing here. So let's transfer her to this image, to this picture here with a different background, with a different design of the background, right? So all we have to do is just to go to the tools here in the left side corner of the Photoshops. The tools is here. So we are going to choose this tools here, which is a magnetic lasso tool. This magnetic lasso tool, you just have to click it. Magnetic lasso tool, just click it, and after you click the magnetic lasso tool, just go to the picture and have to put this arrow here in the edge of here, in the edge of this. I have to zoom in order to be very here, in the edge of this one here, in the edge of this clothes here, in the jacket. So let's start from this side, from this corner, and then click. And then when it is already clicked, we can see with this lasso, it's like a pointing arrow, and let's move it going up, and just have to click again in order to stick it, and just have to follow it. All right, if it will not, okay, I have to redo it in order to be very clear. All right, so let's redo, and let's have to put it here with this picture, and let's zoom in. Let's zoom in order for us to see it clearly. All right, here it is. So let's zoom it in order for us to see it very, very close. And let's go to the lasso tool. All right, the lasso tool is here. So here is the lasso tool, then click it here in the image here. Okay, in the image, and then have to follow with this one. Just to click Control, then just follow with these tools. Move with your mouse. Move while clicking with the Control. Moving with the mouse, following with this arrow here, in order for us to transfer these pictures to the if that is, just have to, okay, wait, right, because we are a little bit, okay, just have to follow with that arrow, because we were repeating it a little bit because it was before suddenly disappear, and just have to hold with the Control, because otherwise if you don't hold properly the Control, then it will suddenly popping out and it will disappear. All right, it will disappear, and you need to redo it again, and you need to do it again. But these things and apps here, it needs a lot of patience, all right? It needs a lot of patience. So here it is now. We already did it, all right? So after it, just click with this move tool here, located here in the right side corner. Just click the move tool, and if it is already clicked, just go back to the pictures here, which has already these portions here, which is already moving with a small dotted moving here. So it means that it's ready to move to the other image, to the other background, to the other pictures. All right, so just hold in moving it. Just hold here with this control in your mouse, and while moving it, control and move it from your mouse and release. When you release it already to the other background. All right, so it is already here, it is already in the other picture, in the other background, so you can move it freely anywhere you want to place it. All right, so if you want to place it here in the ground where there are lots of grasses, so you are already feel free to move it around. All right, and you can also reduce the size. You can resize it into bigger and smaller one. All right, so we are already transferring it here, and you can also make it bigger with this picture. So how to make it bigger? Just go to image and edit instead, rather. When you want to resize the pictures here that is already transferred to another background, just go to edit here in the selections tools, edit, and go down, find with the free transform here, and click free transform. When you click it, a free transform, we can see it here with this rectangular line, and just move it up. All right, if you want to make it bigger, became a giant. If you want to make it smaller, just move it back downward, so it will make it smaller. All right, then release, then click this moving tool selections here. Just click it. All right, and it will appear with the selections here. Just click apply. Okay, so when you click apply, it is already finished, and you can already save it. All right, so save the file. How to save the file that is already edited? Just go to the file sections here, selections tool, and click file, and go to save as, and you have to choose which folder you are going to use to save that file. Where do you want to put your file? So you have to choose, like for example, here you are going to put here in the file of Adobe, and then here in the format, you can choose what format you would like. If you want to have a JPEG format, then click JPEG, and then file name. You can put anything that you want to put in your file name, like for example 1 or edit 1. Then you can already click the save here, the save button, click. Then here it is, that will appear with this one, the JPEG option, just click OK. Alright, then it was already saved in the folder that you choose. It was already there. And what else? If we want to make it more background, we have to drag again with another background here. Like for example, if you want to put that person here in this background, in this fire-like background, then just drag with this fire-like background here in our Adobe desktop. Then go back, click to this picture here. Then just have to click with this move tools in this area here and drag with this picture, point down with this arrow here in this picture and drag her going to the fire-like design. Alright, and then when the arrow is already in the fire-like design, pictures here, background, just release the mouse. Check. And then it's already there. Alright, so it's already there. There is already different background. And it's already, you can also resize it. You have also, alright, so you have a lot of choices to resize with your pictures. You can also click Control Alt T, right? Control Alt T. The other options to resize the picture, like this one. Now it's Control. Then when you want to have a smaller size, just drag it. Just have to drag it down below, downward, and it will become very, very small size. All right, and you can drag it anywhere you want to position with these pictures. If you want to position it here, if you want to position it here, if you want here, then you have a lot of choices. If you want to design, if you want to make it bigger, then drag it going up like this, right? Okay, and smaller, and then click Enter. Another options of move tool is when it is already final, when it is already the desired size that you want, then just click Enter and it is already sticking here. And you can still have to move it anywhere you want to put and position it anywhere you want to position it. So like for example here, alright? And there still have a lot of editing. Alright, there's a lot of editing tutorials here. But for now, I am just only have to show with this simple things. And that can already make a lot of editing, and you can already have to change a lot of backgrounds to the desired background that you want, right? And of course, if like for example here, you are going to zoom it out, there still have a lot of an excess here, an excess dirt here in this background. you can also have to choose here in the magic erase tool, magic erase tool, and click eraser tool or eraser tool, and then just have to lower to make it the diameter of this eraser tool, so that it will not erase the whole picture. All right, so how to reduce the diameter of the eraser tool? Just go here in the brush section, here there is a brush section here. Click to open the brush section here and reduce the master diameter. All right, just move with this one here lower to reduce the diameter. All right, to your desired diameter. Okay, so it is already reduced, so we are going back here. We have to click on this side where we are going to erase. Just have to point down the arrow here in this area and click. When you are going to click, then it is already starting to erase. All right, and you can choose which eraser tools that you would like to choose. If you want to have this like this, that it is like you're burying it inside with the background, then you can choose here in the brush section, and you can find it here with a circle here. This one is the hard eraser tools, this kind of brush tools here. So there are lots of choices and a lot of selections. All right, so we are using with this brush number 48 here, and that is the effect of that kind of brush that we were using. All right, that is the effect. So just have to click the area where you want to erase. Okay, but we need also to control it. So that is the Photoshop, the Adobe Photoshop. It creates a lot of design, and it also makes you more creative. Okay, so that is for today tutorial. All right, this is the tutorial for today. So as we can differentiate here in this area, that is the same person. This one is the same person as here, but we made it into different background. All right, so we need it to recover different background. And this one here is the original one. Here is the original one, and we change the background from here going to here, going to this firelight background here, and to going to this magical background here. Right, so that is how to use Adobe Photoshop CS. It is a CS. I am using CS, but they still have a lot of different kinds of updates for this Adobe Photoshops. The higher version is much better, all right? There's a lot of specifications and choices. The higher version is much better, all right? So if you have some questions pertaining with this Adobe Photoshops, and if you want to learn more, don't hesitate to leave your comments and feel free to share your thoughts as well. And I will be glad to send you a response later on, all right? So that is for today, that I was showing you how to use my favorite tools, my favorite apps, my favorite software when it comes to technology, when it comes to technicality. So there are still a lot of things that needs to be done using with this Photoshops, a lot of things that the Photoshops can do, and there are lots of designs and the technicality that the Photoshops, Adobe Photoshops can offer, all right? So if you are watching right now, don't hesitate to let me know, and so that I can shout out you here as well. But if you were catching this video, a replay, just feel free to leave your comments, all right? So wherever you are in right now in the world, have a nice day, good morning, good evening, and see you for our next video. Thank you very much for watching, for being here always with me, and thank you for all of your comments, for bearing me with this challenge, all right? Okay, thank you and bye. See you.